Victoria, any idea what the issue is with Rudy Giuliani tonight?
No, I don't in this case.
Just that he's critical?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your memories of him?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think a funnier moment was back during the 2020 campaign where he was outside giving a press conference, kind of started sweating some of his hair dye off. So, like I said, I think that's something that comes to mind with younger viewers, but of course hoping for the best for him. And then, I think just when you look at mayors as a whole, right, they tend to be pretty much on the left side of the spectrum. Mayors of most major cities do tend to be from the left. And you also look at modern day when so many mayors, just like the mayor of DC, the very city we're sitting in right now, have really let a lot of crime get away. I think you ask time and time again, you see these teenagers going rogue after dark, and you ask, why isn't anybody giving them a slap on the wrist or more? And I think the leadership of a mayor working sometimes with police departments, I think sometimes in spite of police departments that do want to go ahead and prevent crime, I think a lot of the times the police chiefs aren't even actually able to do their jobs because of these leftist mayors. And I think for those that do want to know how to actually run a city, Rudy has a lot of examples that they can draw upon. Yeah,
indeed. Paul Cox, of course, the guy is in a critical but stable condition. He, thoughts and prayers that he makes a swift recovery. Are you familiar with Rudy Giuliani? It was his broken window theory in New York City, which really cleaned up the cesspit of crime there. And I will say forever since, that kind of policy to crime, dealing with the small stuff, dealing with the broken windows, and the big stuff looks after itself.
Yes, I am familiar, and yes, I am familiar partly because of that, and partly because of the great work that he did with New York before, during, and after 9/11. He really did show himself to be exemplary politician during that time. I suspect that New York is going that way again, and that after Mandani we will need the future Giuliani, which I don't know where that comes from. Obviously from the centre-right wing of politics, obviously a Republican that's going to need to mop up this mess that Mandani is inevitably going to bring to New York. There is no example on planet Earth of Mandani, Zach Polanski, Jeremy Corbyn, socialism, neo-communism type politics ever leading to anything other than totalitarian authoritarianism. New York are in trouble, Ben. They don't know it because they're being sold magic beans. They're being told that...
well, they're not anymore. Mamdani... Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Mamdani came out a few days ago, maybe yesterday, and said, I know I promised you guys everything for free grocery stores, free bus park, everything. I promised the world to you. He came out yesterday and said, actually, guys, there's no money left. So it's already over, Paul.
But of course there isn't any money left, Ben, and yes, it is over, and it's not, it's not like my ideals are easy to apply either, but the ideals of that far left nonsense are never deliverable, never ever deliverable.
Okay, just a very quick word on Mamdani, Victoria. He came out and said the budget isn't there, we haven't got any money for any of the plans. Sorry guys, you've been duped basically.
I mean, I love it, right? Because he has been projected as this major socialist hero, an icon for America that all of these candidates are trying to emulate now. Of course, when we look at the midterms, we have these super radical progressives running all over the country in states like Texas, in states like Michigan. I was just writing up earlier today, the Michigan primary, that isn't until August. It's already heated up. You've got Democrats, one that's more of the centrist establishment pick, and two that are duking it out for the vote of that far left socialist wing of the party. And just even after the events of last week, one of the candidates, Mallory McMorrow, she was exposed to have had some tweets comparing Trump to Nazi. She deleted a bunch of those tweets before she ran, and she was asked by CNN host today whether she regretted any of that rhetoric or whether she believes it still rings true today. And like I said, even after last weekend, even after the calls from leaders and talking heads on both sides of the political aisle in toning down the rhetoric, she doubled down on this Trump, Nazi, Hitler comparisons, which, I just think goes to show how crazy, how far left their party is willing to go, even in this day and age.